What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. I'm going to continue working on the dash. Hopefully I'm going to be able to do a little bit of work on the firewall, and then stick around at the end of the video. There's an important message that I have for all of you at the end of the video, so thanks. All right, everybody, so I've been working on this dash for a while now, and I've got the center section molded in, I've got the front section molded in. But just like I thought it was going to, the fiberglass does not want to stick to the plastic on the dash. So what I'm going to wind up having to do is I'm going to have to encase the entire thing. And then what I'm also planning on doing is drilling a bunch of holes straight through the plastic of the dash. I'll drill a series of holes all down through it, make it look like Swiss cheese. And then I'll put fiberglass through the hole. And then I'll fiberglass the bottom and the top, and those little plugs will act as pieces to hold it from sliding side to side, because it's eventually going to separate from all this plastic. If I can just get it to hold long enough for me to get the mold done and get the outside and the inside done, it'll just be totally encapsulated. I wanted to get it to where I could pull the fiberglass off of the plastic and just use the fiberglass, but with the way that I had to wrap this piece in, and the way that I'm gonna have to wrap the instrument cluster piece in, I'm gonna have to leave them in there. So I'm just gonna completely encase them in fiberglass, and they'll just be inside the fiberglass. I'll leave little vent holes so that the plastic has a chance to air out, so it doesn't do anything funky being trapped inside the fiberglass. But that's where I'm at right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and start cutting this out to get the instrument cluster to fit. After I get the instrument cluster to fit, then I will go through and drill all the holes all the way through. I mean, I'm probably going to put 200 or 300 holes in this dash, and I'll run fiberglass through each one of those holes, and then I'll do a coat of fiberglass over top and a coat of fiberglass on the bottom, and then I will do an entire sheet of the fiber all the way over the entire dash after I get everything fit in here, and then that will act as my entire base for the whole thing. So I'm hoping this works. Like I said, this is the first time I'm trying to do it where I have to leave the plastic in there. Normally, I would make a mold of whatever I'm trying to do in fiberglass, and then I would pop it off of the mold, and then I could finish working it out. But with this one, because of the design of the torque meter mount, the stereo mount, and the instrument cluster mount, I mean, I'm sure if I spent freaking 400 hours on this thing, I could probably get it to where it's all fiberglass. But I'm just going to leave the plastic inside of the fiberglass and go with it. So I've been out here working on the dash, and I've got the instrument cluster section cut out and fit. And it's pretty damn close. I'm gonna have to do some form fitting over here, and it did encroach into where my air vent will be, but I have to redesign how I'm doing the air vents anyway, so I'm probably gonna relocate them down here and down here, and then I'll put something here in the middle. I don't know yet what I'm gonna do here. I still may do a pocket. I may just cut a box here and then put a recessed box in there and then fiberglass it in. I honestly don't know what I'm going to do here yet, but I think I'm going to move the vents now that I see where the instrument cluster is going to be, because I have to have this button. So I had to be able to take that, and I need the instrument cluster set up. So everything, it all seemed together pretty freaking good. My only issue is right here. It doesn't line up straight. I mean, I can pull it forward and get it to sit a little, like, split the difference between the two sides, which is what I may wind up doing, but I'll get it looking all right. Plus this side dropped down, so I mean, I don't know, I got to play with it a little bit more, but dash is coming along. Once I get that, I'm going to actually glue that into place with some epoxy to hold it. Then I'll do the fiberglass over top of it and encapsulate it. Then once that's encapsulated, then all I got to do is finish building up this spot right here and this spot right here, and then drill all the holes in it and do the top and bottom fiberglass coat. All right, so I've got the instrument cluster being epoxy glued into the dash right now. I went ahead and removed the bracket off of the old Genesis dashboard bar. So now I'm going to remove this brace right here. I'm going to leave these the two nuts for the steering mount. I'm going to cut this brace off right here, and then I'm going to do the same thing in the car. I'm going to get rid of this lower plate. I'm going to leave the upper brace welded in. I'm going to leave it welded to the bar, and I'm gonna leave it bolted into the car. I'm just gonna cut it separate from the base plate. And then I'm gonna set this base plate in there where I need it and weld it in. All right, now I've removed that top plate off of the top support brace off of the steering mount. So now I'm going out to the car. I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do to the steering mount in here so that I can get the steering column mounted in here correctly in the right spot, get the instrument cluster sitting where it's supposed to, and all that good stuff. So what I'm looking at doing is I'm gonna cut this weld right here, this weld right here, and that one right there. Same on this one. And then there's welds right here along the bottom to the bar on both sides. And then there's 2 welds here, right here and right there, and then right here and right there. So I'm gonna cut all those welds. This bar is gonna stay bolted to the firewall, and it's gonna stay welded to the crossbar. The only thing I'm removing is this lower plate and these supports right here. And then I'll take this one and weld it in where that one was. And I'll have to move it over that way ever so slightly, maybe 1/8 of an inch or 1/4 of an inch. I need to get this one removed, set the dashboard back in here with the instrument cluster where it belongs, and then the instrument cluster is going to determine where this is going to sit. Then I'll mark it, pull the dashboard back out, weld it in, bolt in the dash, or I'll tack weld it in, bolt the steering column in and the steering shaft to make sure all of it's going to turn with no issue, and then I'll carry on. All right, so I took a break from working on the dash, and I moved the Impala and the Beetle because I'm going to start working on the Impala, regasket the engine, and get the clutch packs replaced in the transmission, and clean it up, and I'm going to start driving it every day. And then the Beetle, I just wanted to get it situated so I quit getting water on the chassis until I'm done with the Veloster. When I get done with the Veloster, then I'll start working on the Beetle again. All right, so while I'm messing with the dashboard, I decided to go ahead and put the V6 in here and see how everything's gonna line up. And I am definitely gonna have to move the brake booster because the brake booster is directly behind where the driver's side cylinder head is. So I'm definitely gonna have to put the brake booster over here in the corner. Other than that, it looks like everything else is lining up pretty good. It should fall right in front of the frame rails, right in front of the edge of the frame rail. I may have to push the radiator forward a little bit to get enough room for the radiator hoses, but it looks like everything's going to work out pretty good. And I've got all this figured out, so I'm doing all right. I've got the shifter sitting where it's supposed to, or close enough. So yeah, I think I'm gonna see what I can do with it right here, and we'll go from there. All right, guys, this is a tough segment for me to record, but I gotta be honest with y'all. I'm facing some really hard financial decisions. Ever since my divorce, I've been hemorrhaging money left and right. Had to buy my ex-wife out of the house, and had to pay off a couple loans, and had to take out a humongous loan to pay off those other loans and to buy her out, and it's killing me. So I'm in the process of trying to get my house organized and clean so that I can get it back on the market. So it may be a couple weeks before I post an update on this car. Currently I've been out here cleaning up. You can see I've been trying to get everything organized. What I'm going to wind up doing is I'm going to wind up putting the original rear axle, gas tank, and everything back in the car so that I can make it mobile. And then I'll continue working on the front. I'll post videos while I'm working on the front end, but I'm gonna have to put the original rear axle back in here so that if I sell the house, I can move the car so that I can pick up when I get wherever I'm going. But this house is absolutely humongous, and it's just me and my son now. It's 5,000 square foot, and it's just me and my 15-year-old son. So it's a ridiculous expense that I need to just go ahead and sell and downsize and see if I can salvage what I've got left. But yeah, this is a very difficult thing for me to share with y'all. So and it is what it is. But I'm gonna end my video here and just know that as soon as I get everything squared away here, I'll pick back up on the car. The car is not done, and I'm not gonna abandon it. I've got to get it mobile so that I can get to another location. Once I get to another location, I'll pick back up on the car, but right now I got to kind of scramble and get things going because I'm running out of money real fast. So hopefully I'll be able to post an update in a couple weeks, but as it stands right now, I got to focus on getting my house ready to put on the market. So hope y'all understand. I'll check y'all out in the next video. So if you like what you saw in this video, please like, comment, share, subscribe, let your friends see what I'm doing, and hopefully I'll see you in a couple weeks.